How's it going, folks? We only have 5 people on. Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's a little bit late, even for me. But let's see, we got 6 people on. Let's see how many people can still be on. I know that on the East Coast, it's probably already, hold on, it's 6 a.m. over here. So on the East Coast, it's already midnight. A lot of people on a Thursday night are probably gonna be asleep already, right? And on the West Coast, it's 9 p.m. So, and in between there, in between those two coasts, it's in between those times, right? So let's see. Six people. And if you have your questions in regards to magic, if you have any, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, 7 people. Yeah. Well, today was a very interesting day for me. You know, I don't know if you see that I'm tired, but I am. I'm extremely tired, and the reason for that is I was training martial arts today, quite long, for about 3 hours, and for this particular martial art, just Krav Maga. I do others too. I do Wing Chun. I do some MMA, and this particular martial art is Krav Maga that I was practicing. Okay, so um, as we were training, uh, you know, a lot of things go through your mind. More than anything, I was um, applying spiritual principles to the work, right? To the fighting, and it is so clear that the more you can become the energy around you, the better you're going to react. A lot of the techniques that you will find in martial arts, they are natural responses. If you could just get yourself out of the way, you would naturally respond like that. You would naturally do the right thing. Now, besides that, I came home and I got a call. I got a call from my padrino. Okay, what is a padrino? Padrino is a person in that it's an elder, and a padrino is your kind of like your godfather when it comes to your initiation into certain traditions. It's such as Santeria, Palomayombe, and stuff like that. Okay, which I'm both like connected to. Um, I'm sure in other traditions it's similar. Okay, where you get a padrino and you're kind of like there. That's your spiritual father, godfather, whatever. No, he called me and we had to talk, and he said that we got to do a scratching, so we got to initiate someone into the tradition, and I was all up for it. And then it's also that you have to kind of like do things for them sometimes. Okay, so uh, I stopped doing work for people. Okay, so if you try to get me to do rituals for you, I no longer do that because it's not worth the effort usually. Okay, and people, um, I mean, in my experience, a lot of people just they just want to talk about this stuff and they want to get some free information out of you, which I don't have a problem giving if the context is clear. Okay, like on these lives here, I'm giving free information all the time, right? It's free information, and it's very high level information. I have no problem with that, but it's clear. The context is clear that I'm giving you free information, right? It's not that um, there are kind of like misunderstandings about it. But I have a problem if people address me or kind of like come to me with a business proposition, or they want to buy a service, and in order, or rather before purchasing the service, they start asking questions constantly. Okay, start asking questions. He's trying to get all the information out of me without paying me for it. That happened a lot of times. Another thing that happened often is that no, never mind. See, anyways, I got the what's the word? I got the task today to take care of somebody or something. Okay, just a person um, that has been basically cursed by their stepmother. Okay, the father has a son, and there's a new woman, a stepmother, and she is from uh, from the Caribbean. Okay, the stepmother's from the Caribbean, and a lot of people from the Caribbean know some, witchcraft or whatever. And she basically put um, some uh, some negative energy on the food and had it and had him eat it. Now, the doctors, of course, they cannot tell what it is. They cannot see what it is, but he was like suffering for months from the problems caused by the food. Okay, you don't see anything when you look at the stomach, at the organs, and all of that. It's because it's magic. Okay, the energy is messing with him, and so the first thing that you do, the first thing that you do when you do a magical work, and obviously my task here, or uh, my task here is to remove these repercussions from the curse off of that guy, off of that son. Well, um, the first thing that you need to do is you need to find out what energies are involved. That's the first thing. Okay, what type of energies, what type of entities, what tradition, all of that stuff. Okay. Now, for that, you do a meditation and then you do a reading or a divination. Okay. That, by the way, applies to any spell. The first thing that you do is always a meditation where you clear your mind and you connect to spirit, and then you do a divination where your spirits tell you who's involved, and they're also telling you what you need to do. Okay, they will give you the recipes in this case, or other things to do. Okay, so um, the first thing that you need to do is essentially find out what entities are involved with it. Okay, and I found that the entities in question this time were so-called 21 divisions. Okay, that's, I mean, if you want to Google that, you can find out what that is about. It's basically a syncretistic connection between voodoo and uh, other pantheons. Okay, 21 divisions, and then I connected to one of my spirits, and he gave me a recipe that the kid can use to basically get rid of that. Okay, so some herbal medicine, different combination of, you know, some alcohol, rum, other things, herbs, oils, and then he gave me some symbols that need to be drawn onto the stomach. Okay, and then that medicine that has been created has to be put on the stomach. Okay, and I was, because that person lives far away, I only could help him online. Okay, and he was really he was in a lot of pain, man. He was in a lot of pain for months. It's really messed up, but he did it. Okay, I told him, draw the symbol on your stomach and put the medicine onto it, and within minutes he started feeling better. I was like, "Wow, oh my God, this is good." All right, and then he had to go and throw up, and what he threw up was not a pretty sight. So I was told. I didn't see it, but I heard it, and it was not a pretty sight. So yeah, I mean, my spirit told me what to put into, or what herbs to use, or whatnot, to get rid of that energy. See, so when the negative energy is being pulled out, that person um is kind of like releasing this stuff. Okay, and what happens energetically also happens physically. You see, so that's why the person went to throw up. Luckily, this guy had worked with some other rude workers, so that he had all of these implements at home. Otherwise, he would have had to wait for, I don't know, another couple weeks. I mean, a couple days to get all of these implements. But it's great that he already had these implements at home, which made it much easier. So I could help him today right away, and he's going to continue to do that. And he's doing 80% better than before. He's finally sleeping again. That's what he said. I mean, yeah, I'm tired for the first time since weeks. So yeah, and that costs energy too. To do that stuff, like to find out the right solution, and to communicate with the spirit, and to be with the spirit there. And at the same time, you also, as the one that is, remember, I'm breaking a curse here. Okay, remember, I'm removing the curse off of that person. That means I'm going against some spirits here. Okay, I'm going against the spirits that have been put on that person. You see, so that costs energy. Okay, and your body will notice after you do this stuff. Okay, so today I'm quite excited. I'm exhausted, physically really exhausted, but you know what? I'm like, fuck it. Why not do it live anyways? So what should you learn from that? What should you take from that? Because I'm sure it's rare that you um, hear somebody actually explain what it's like to do these things. I'm sure you hear like generic bullshit and whatever, but it's rare that somebody actually teaches how to do these things. Okay, so what should you and can you take away from this? Number one, when there is a ritual to be done, the first thing is you go into a meditation and you do a divination. You create a plan, just like any other project. A project. If you want to create a project, if you want to create something, you need a plan, right? You need a plan, and a plan requires goal. It requires different factors that could play into that, and it requires steps, different steps that you do. Okay, the first step is meditation, then divination, where you find out the information. Okay, this is where you find out what energies are involved. Um, you find out how long it's been going like that. You find out, yeah, what entities are involved, right? And then usually, at least that's my preferred method. You either connect to spirit purely, where you just completely shut off everything and you just let the spirit speak to you, and they tell you what is required. And what speaks, of course, are your spirits. They're your spirits that speak, hopefully. And then they give you what needs to be done, you see. And yeah, and then you go ahead and do it. And hopefully it works. Now, yeah. Okay, we got a couple questions here. Let me go through those. Hello, Frank. Love your lives. Glad I caught the notification in time. How's it going? Can you tell a be careful what you wish for story, magic related? Be careful what you wish for. Well, what I can tell you for sure is that, see, happiness is not dependent on outside things. Okay, this is a big mistake that is prevalent, very prevalent in our society. For instance, okay, people think it's stuff. It's always stuff. Okay, and the same when it comes to magic, they think, oh, when I put a love spell on that person, and I finally get that person or whatever people might think that they should attain through magic. It has very little to do with that actual thing. Your bliss comes out of you. Your happiness comes out of you. See, it is true that sometimes when you acquire an object, temporarily you'll feel happy. Okay, let me give you an example. I don't know. Let's say you have a husband and a wife, okay? And the wife receives a gift from the husband, which is like a super expensive diamond ring. All right. Now, I'm not saying that she's not going to be excited about it, okay? But it's not because she thinks, oh, look at how much that ring costs. That guy really must love me. It's not because she thinks, wow, look, I can show off now, whatever. No, it's because temporarily her mind stops. It's like a goal achieved, a goal accomplished, boom. Now her mind stops and she can finally rest. Her mind can calm down, and the bliss that is her natural state, the bliss that is hiding behind the mind, uh, shines through. You see, that's why people get high. That's why people, because they want to, when they stop their mind, the natural blissfulness, the natural, yeah, vibrancy comes through. You see, and they experience life naturally again for a short amount of time. But since they attach that to objects, they start thinking that happiness is only temporary, or bliss, or whatever you want to call it. Contentment, contentment is temporary because objects are temporary, they change. You see, does that make sense? So when you connect your state of mind, your state of happiness, to outside results, outside objects, you will forever be miserable. Understand that. Okay. I promise you, money's not going to change anything. Any object's not going to change anything. Your relationship's not going to change anything about your internal state. This is a independent job that you have to do, where you clean up your inner world and you develop happiness and and a harmony and peace of mind internally. You need to start to live in harmony with life. And unless you do that internally, nothing in the outside world is going to do that for you. I promise. Okay. So when it comes to magic and you create something or you manifest something, the problem is oftentimes that you get what you asked for and you realize that this is not even changing anything. It's not even what you wanted. You see? You can see the same thing with people that come into a lot of money, for instance, oftentimes. Okay, um, lottery winners or something like that. You know, or it's uh, it's a trap. It's a trap. You see, this good all I don't know. Let's call it Instagram game and whatnot. The social media thing where you see all these objects. You know, and the whole world is basically trapped in or many people. The majority of the planet right now is trapped in material objects. They associate these emotions with objects or pretty girls or or successful men, rich men or whatever, right? But none of that really is going to give you what you look for or what you're looking for. What you're looking for is peace of mind and blissfulness, and that is all for free. Okay, you can create it within yourself. You can cultivate that within yourself. Okay, I'm from Brazil. Your videos are great content. Thank you. How do you know if you have a curse placed on you and how to remove? Well, you would have to ask. I mean, to be really sure, you have to get a divination from someone. Okay. What is your opinion on elemental grade like systems like the Golden Dawn system? Do you believe is for everyone or depends on the individual? Uh, well, I generally don't like the um man, okay, the structure of orders like that is that you go through initiation rituals, and each initiation ritual opens you up and connects you closer to the center of the egregore of the order. Okay, so what happens is each initiation ritual connects your energy body to connects your energy body deeper to the order, to this egregore of the order. And as a result of that, you become more and more of a battery. All right. So the problem with organizations like that is that over time they don't serve the evolution of the members. The organization or the existence of the organization becomes the sole purpose of the organization. Doesn't mean and that new people that come in are just battery. They're food for the organization, and that happens with each and every one of them. Okay, it's not just the Golden Dawn. It's the same with the Catholic Church, or any organized religion. That's a big problem, actually. And well, just understand that that's what you're doing. And I don't think that you're necessarily going to find enlightenment through these groups. You won't. But it's up to you. You got to make your own decisions. Hello, brother Sopax. What's up? Hey, what do you think about 5-MeO-DMT? I'm not a fan of these things. Psychedelics, none of that. Frank, what's up, brother? Magic is cool. Hi, Frank. Have you ever dry fasted? And if so, how long for? No, I've never dry fasted. I've water fasted, never dry fasted. How close were agnostics to understanding the true nature of our reality and ourselves? And we're far away from it. Very far away from it. Yeah, very far away. What are your thoughts on cannabis and magic? I don't like it. I don't like any substances that you use for help. Do you have an author that you would pay homage to? Um, Man, let's see. I have a bookshelf here. Uh, a specific author that I would pay homage to. Uh, yeah, Patanjali. Yeah, Patanjali. That one. Why do you suggest against porn or encouraging against it? Because, well, there are many reasons, man. There are many reasons. Your brain is not built to take that amount of stimulation. Okay? It's going to fry your dopamine receptors. And as far as I heard, it can lead to, erection problems. And I just think it's weird. It's not that I've never done that. Okay? It's not that I've never watched porn. I have watched porn. Okay? But it's been a while, and I stopped doing that. I don't know. It's been forever since I've seen porn. To me, it's just weird to see another man fuck a woman. That's just weird to me. You know, like in my fantasies, in my mind, I'm the only dick out there. Okay, I never see another man fucking another one. I never, man. I don't judge. Okay, I don't judge. To each their own. But to me, it's kind of weird if, I mean, there's this thing called cuckolding, right? Where a guy loves it when another man fucks his woman. It's like, please bang my wife or something like that. That's just, to me, that's just weird. I can't deal with that shit. So, I mean, to each their own. Like I said, sex, sexuality is very individual. So, but to me, I don't think that's like, don't, isn't that weird to you? Like, seriously, isn't that weird to you? Like, people sitting in front of their computers, you know, uh, jerking off to the images of another man, of another man fucking another woman. It's different if you let's say masturbate and you have fantasies of you having sex with somebody, isn't it? But why would you want to watch another guy? Like, to me, it's weird. Okay, but that's just me. If you like it, go ahead, man. Have fun. Have fun. Leo Gura from Actualized on YouTube has some interesting insights from using 5-MeO DMT. In short, it was about experiencing oneness with everything, sort of coming back to the source of the whole creation. Okay, interesting. Your ink is pimp. All right. What about an active sex life? We aren't talking about being abstinent. Well, listen, like, specifically as a man, you have to be aware that when you have sex, when you ejaculate, you lose a massive amount of energy. And sometimes, when in preparation for big rituals, it's it's smart to keep that in for a couple days or a week, or even longer. You know, Cuckolding is a disgrace. Same with porn, although it can be addicting. Seeing all these models, whatever. Okay, I was just wondering, based on something from Magic Mentor about cleansing. I never said that you shouldn't have an active sex life, neither on Magic Mentor nor anywhere else. This is how I would break my own rules. And yeah, um, yeah. So your ink is pimp. I'm actually getting some of them lasered. Okay, so they're not going to be here for much longer. Are you supposed to come after the ritual? No. Can you tell us more about what Gnostics were preaching? Demiurge, Archons, imperfect world. You can Google that, bro. You can really Google that. You see. I mean, as far as I can see, you already know the philosophy or Demiurge, Archons, and perfect world, right? So, um, yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. If you want to know more about it, maybe Google it. Yeah, Wikipedia or something. Okay, Gabriel Lawrence. When it comes to starting energy work, is it enough to induce sensations of the energy moving as a way to actually move the energy through one's body? That's the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning, you can definitely do that. But over time, you're not gonna have to do that anymore. Okay, you're actually gonna feel it. What's a good spirit to work with to find a job? There's so many, really. Uh, is the Pentacle of the Moon the first one good for finance? No, no, I wouldn't do that. See, the moon, I mean, the moon energy has very little to do with finances. Yeah. I would use a pentacle of Jupiter or something like that. Jupiter, maybe the sun pentacles or something, It's also a good idea. Yeah. All right. Have you studied Franz Barton's work? Yes, I have. I love it. It's excellent work, uh, but it takes I mean, if you want to progress with Barton's work, it takes quite a long time. Okay, it's excellent stuff to get good psychic abilities if you and mental control, but it is a lot of work. Okay, so you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't get into Barton's work just to like for. I mean, if you want to dedicate a good month, a good amount of time to it to the work with it, yeah, I think it's great. It's awesome. Yeah. But understand that the requirements are pretty high. It's kind of like you don't progress from one exercise to the next until you did it. Let's say complete stillness of mind for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, how many people can really do that? It's very few. So it requires a very very high level of skill. Uh, but I think it's an excellent system. It's beautiful. Are you into void magic? I've never heard that void magic. I know about void meditations, which is basically just uh, it's really just a vipassana meditation. Okay. Listen, there's nothing new under the sun. There's absolutely nothing new under the sun. When it comes to these magical practices, okay, uh, they're all just copied from what was there already. Okay, they're released under new names. Some people call it spiritual Satanism, some call it black magic, some call it this and that. This and that. It's essentially, I mean, the oldest form that we know of, and that's probably where everybody copied from is yoga. Okay, and when I say yoga, I don't just mean asanas. Asanas are one part of it, the postures, but there's a whole understanding of the mind, how it works, and all of that. All of Scientology is essentially just taken out of yoga. Okay, and much much more. So yoga is not just postures. It's not just energy work. Yoga is a complete understanding of the mind. Even Buddhism is the result of yoga. Even Christianity. Okay, Jesus, if he existed, was a yogi for sure. So um, there's nothing new under the sun. Void meditation, void magic, whatever. That's just that is clearing your mind and aiming to have thoughtlessness. Which is a vipassana meditation. Nothing new under the sun, man. What's up, Anna? How come you are lasering off your art? Well, some of them I don't like anymore. They've served their purpose for a while. and now I want to get rid of them. I've worked on the top lesson. Is it working when the colors on your skin change to the color of the picture, or is that an eye issue? Um, well, that's an eye issue, I would say. Do we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep when we have a meditative practice, or is 5 to 6 sufficient? Um, I'm sure it reduces your need for sleep a little bit, but you will still need a good amount of sleep. How long is individual? Asian life. That's an interesting. That's an interesting name. Asian life. Okay. Asian life. I'm not sure if I've ever seen African life or European life or something like that. It's interesting. Okay. Um, I have a question that being an ordinary person, can I do some love and hate spell without any mentor? Uh, I mean, the question is to to how effective you want to get it. You know, how effective do you want to make it? I guess. I mean, try it out. You know, try it out. They say that if you can consider something that it is not you, can you consider Atman, or is Atman your absolute identity? Okay, well, Chris, just because you can put a name on something, it does not mean that you can consider it. Okay, considering something and it means that you grasp the entire concept of what it is. Okay, you can maybe consider computer mouse, but you definitely can't consider Atman, which is an eternal, infinite thing, which is your true self. But the intellect is not capable of grasping that. So you can give it a name, but it doesn't mean that you have grasped it. Okay. Does the Vatican use astrology magic? For example, they use terms such as cardinals, deacons, etc. If so, do you think they will ever get exposed? I don't worry about that. I think the Vatican runs the world, actually, for the most part. But look, these people live in their own prison. Okay, and if you are too much into conspiracy theories, you actually exist in a prison as well. It's a prison. Listen, there's so much going on in this world, okay? And there are so many conspiracies. Yeah, people do this, do that. But look, man, if you do something to control somebody else, you are locking yourself. Does it make sense? Let's say you do this, okay? I grabbed, let's say, let's fucking pretend this is the arm of another person, okay? I grab that arm and I control the arm. Now I'm trapped. Does it make sense? I'm trapping myself too. So anybody who's into controlling the masses, anybody who's um, about manipulating the world and whatever, they live in their own prison. You see what I mean? And that's not a good place to be in. All right. So I'm not fascinated by these conspiracy people at all, like conspiracy theories. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of it is true. But man, can you imagine what it's like to be one of those guys? Can you imagine what it's like to be one of those um, corrupt politicians or whatever? They live they live in fucking hell, literally. Their mind is hell. Do you think they feel good just because? No, they're just rich. That's all. It's a natural law that they will not be able to rest at all. Okay, if you make the world suffer, you will suffer 10 times more. Okay, so these people are just messed up, man. They live in fucking hell. Let them, and that's what they deserve. You see, they're already suffering for it. So I think they're pathetic. Any person that is not trying to lift others up, any person that is trying to keep others weak instead of making them stronger, it, to me, is a pathetic individual, right? Why would you take advantage of the weak? Can anybody explain that to me? Why would you take advantage of somebody who's weaker than you? Think about it. That makes zero sense. You should take on somebody who's stronger than you. Okay, try to grow or something like that, or look for a challenge that makes you grow or makes you stronger. But if you yourself are strong, you will never look for a weaker victim. That is just a joke. Why would you do that? You see. So to me, they are all pathetic, disgusting. I don't know, they're a joke to me. Uh, are you feeling well? I'm tired as fuck. And I explained in the beginning why. Ashley, hi Frank, great catching you live. Hope all is well. Yeah. Is it correct to say that all the mantras, mudras, postures, etc. in yoga is to get mind and body ready for meditation? Uh, no, no. Uh, no, they're there to create stillness in your mind and to fill you with sattva. Okay, sattva is clarity, so that's what they do. Yoga is basically alignment of all of your parts. You want to bring them into alignment, and for that you have to go through different states of consciousness. A mantra, a mudra, they're all just different channels that you use to influence the mind. Okay, a mantra is the verbal avenue that you use to influence your internal images and emotions. Mudras are postures that you use to influence your energy. And with that, your inner imagery and whatnot. But it's all about clearing your energy, creating sattva. Okay, asanas do the same thing. They just increase purity within you. And when you become pure, your mind is liberated. Okay? Um, I like jewelry and black clothes. Okay. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I'm just tired. My body's just tired. That's all. I'll be fine after a couple hours of sleep. Hi, Frank. Thank you for your service. Says I'm getting the hang of things thanks to your teachings. That's good to hear, man. Thanks. Thoughts on Haitian voodoo. Uh, it's called Boudon. Thoughts on that? Uh, the first thing that comes to my Haitian voodoo, Haitian Boudon. The Loa, right? The Loa. Different families of Loa. That's it. I mean, do you have a specific question about that, about this system? And I'll be back. I'll blow my nose. Okay, nose blown. Spirit of Baron Samdi and the spirit of Ogun. Okay, that's good. I'm sure they like you too. All right. Do you have any poltergeist experiences? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Have you any, do you have any suggestions on a specific diet regime that you prefer, like paleo, or etc.? I don't eat meat, so no. Paleo is not for me. Uh, just keep it raw and plant-based, I would say. Raw and plant-based works for me. And yeah, that's how I'll do it. On the topic of scrying, do you find it worthwhile to use sigils? EA Coding suggested it, and I've had results. You can scry into anything, literally. I mean, see, scrying is just a technique, okay? But what do you want to do with that technique? That's the question, you see. Uh, really, what do you want to do with it? That's the question. Do you want to extract information? Do you want to communicate with the spirit? Do you want to remote view? Yeah, all that stuff. See, scrying is just look. Scrying is really just a technique to uh, get your to get your mind into a state where it is focused on the energy or your energy bodies and the different densities of reality rather than on the physical world. That's really what it is. Okay, so you gotta have an idea of what you want to do with it. If you scry into a sigil, you will look into what's behind the sigil. Okay, what's the energy connected to the sigil? What's the entity connected to the sigil? All right, but you can also scry into a rock. Okay, and you can communicate with the spirit of that rock too. See. Hi Frank, can you talk about your Magic Mastery program? Well, I recommend that people sign up for Magic Mentor rather than Magic Mastery. By the way, Wasi, I think you're on, right? Can you post the link for Magic Mentor here? Magic Mentor has opened up again. Okay. Magic Mentor is opened up again. I closed it. I had closed it for a while, and now it's opened up again. My assistant Wasi just posted the link for where you can sign up for it. Okay, Magic Mentor is daily lessons for $40 a month. Okay, that's a little bit more than $1 per day. Okay, and you get really good lessons on witchcraft. Does the spine have to be 100% erect and straight in order for energy to flow up through the sushumna? Yeah, more or less. 100% erect. Nothing in biology is 100%. Okay, so I mean, it's as straight as you can get it. Frank, good to see you. How are you? Pretty good, man. How to ground Kundalini energy if it gets too much? Eat something. Thank you for your answer on scrying. One last one. Is it typically more difficult to find info that is unknown with scrying? I found it difficult when trying. No, not really. Look, the different. Once again, man. Look, scrying is just a technique. The work is being done by your consciousness. Okay, and when I say consciousness, it's the observer behind your thoughts. So when we focus on something, we try to get our mental chatter to stop so that this other part can get activated and is accessible to us. And that part can look into anything and can find out anything, can extract information and stuff like that. Okay, so it's a matter of your control over your consciousness. So it's not the scrying that makes it difficult or easy. It is your ability to direct your mind then, okay, once you're in these other states. All right. So don't focus on the technique. Use the technique to liberate that part within you that can practice that can actually cause the magic. That's the better way to think about it. Okay. So I like it so far. The program has been interesting. Okay. I Frank and Reiki, when you draw the first symbol after you let the energy flow through the symbol for X amount of time, do you cut the connection to source immediately after channeling into the symbol? Uh, yeah, I would do that. Yeah. The most powerful state of mind when meditating. Most powerful state of mind. Samadhi. And there are different levels of samadhi, by the way. Well, let's call it samadhi. All right. You know what's interesting? In on the East Coast, it is like where I am at 7 a.m. I haven't slept yet, but I will soon. On the East Coast, it should be 1 a.m. and on the West Coast, it's 10. Is it 10? Yeah, it should be 10 p.m. And there are still 51 people on, man. This is amazing. Okay. Okay, do you use Reiki every day, Frank? If one who has an attunement forgets to use sometimes, does it get weaker? Or does it not matter? Once we get attunement, we have it for life. Yes, you have it for life. Um, I think it gets stronger over time. The more you use it, the better. How do you spell that? Samadhi. It's samadhi, yes. Thoughts on L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard has some good concepts in what he wrote, but it's not new. Okay, he got that from uh, a lot of the yogic teachings, in my opinion. I know that some people worship and venerate him like a god or something like that. I don't think so. I don't share that. I believe, no, but don't get me wrong. I think he has great stuff. Okay, I think there's a lot of great stuff, but I don't think it's unique. I don't think it's all his. I think he took teachings from different schools and put them into his system. You know, I gotta blow my nose again. So, God damn. Let's see. What's this? How and when can we introduce our kids to the realm of magic? I'm not going to give you any advice on your kids. Okay, those are your kids. And look, I don't even have kids, so I don't. I'm not the person you should ask for advice here. Okay. Can mantras alter reality when used frequently? Frequently, they have to be used Uh, they have to be used in an altered state in order to have an effect on reality. What's your opinion on Asana? The posture Alistair Crowley suggests in Volume 4 hurts my knees as I have arthritis. Any ways or techniques you suggest when meditating that could get around this? Look, when learning yoga, definitely do not consult Alistair Crowley. Uh, man, I'm not even going to go into Alistair Crowley here. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it. Uh, and look, when I read your question, is what's your opinion on Asana? I mean, there are so many different asanas. I mean, asana is a posture that's supposed to improve the energy flow in your body. You know, and if Aleister Crowley, who I don't think is awesome, I don't know why people love him so much. If he suggests an asana, then look for another asana. You know, what do you think about his teachings of Xenu and our extraterrestrial influence? But I will get well soon. Well, my friend, I'm not sick. I'm really not sick. So, but thank you for saying that. Thank you. I'm not sick, but dude, I'm not gonna say anything about that casino extraterrestrial influence. I just don't want to cover that right now. Do you stretch on a daily basis? Yes. Why did he go so mental, Alistair? Was there any genius in his madness? Well, I'm always by their fruits you shall know them. Okay, if you want to know the seed, look for the fruit, you know. And the fruits of Aleister Crowley's work are nothing that I would want to emulate, to be honest. Okay, I don't. Telling me, look, everybody knows that this guy was really twisted, a drug addict, uh, mentally ill. He destroyed anyone who came in contact with him. No conscience, I don't know how many of his lovers committed suicide, and then he drove him mad. Look, by their fruits you shall know them. It's so simple. If you want to know the seed, look at the fruits. And this guy's life is a testament, or is twisted as fuck. And spirituality, true spirituality, is not supposed to do that. Okay. Look, powerful people build other people up, don't they? That's simple. You don't destroy them. Anyone who gets in touch with you, anyone who gets in contact with you should get better, right? Should they? Ideally. Anybody's life should get better just because they're connected to you. That's my philosophy. That's how I think, you see. Because somebody knows me, they should benefit. They should be better off because they know me. All right. By the way, this is the key to networking. If you want to network with people better, which is important, just make sure that everybody is better off because they know you. Okay. And this is, by the way, also how you should see friendship. Most people see friendship like this. Here's a person that will listen to all my bullshit problems and my whining, and that's what I call a friend. And we get high together, and we get drunk together, and I don't know, we talk shit together. Most people that call each other friends, they insult each other on a constant basis. Isn't that funny? Have you ever been part of a social circle or a social setting, environment where the people were constantly like sneak dissing each other or even insulting each other? Like, this is so weird to me. This is what people call friends, you know? Or you know, they try to get one up on the other one or something. That's so ridiculous. So, look, I think people have a lot of twisted ideas about things. Okay, and if I can give you recommendations, okay, any concept in your life, anything, friendship, love, uh, any concept that you think that you take for granted, you need to check. Okay, you need to go deeper and look at what that actually means, and then see if your actions actually match what you want out of it. Okay, because if you're a friend like that, you will just attract shitty people. If you're a shitty friend, if you're a shitty person, you will just attract shitty people. Okay, but if you have a lot of non-material assets, such as knowledge, such as skills, in a way, you and you try to help everybody that comes in contact with you. You just try to be the person that improves their life in whatever way. You're going to be rewarded in ways you can't even imagine right now. Okay? Specifically, look, everybody in this world just thinks value is money. That's the only value there is to most people, right? It's money, 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 money. No. And specifically, if you want to network with people that are, let's say, that have a lot of money, they can't be persuaded with money. They want other things. Okay, they need other ways to extract value. Okay, so you need immaterial assets. Anybody can build them up. What is your specialized knowledge? What is your immaterial asset that you could share with the world? And I promise you, this world is very, very small. So anybody you meet could know somebody that you can really benefit from. Okay, your life could change, you know, with a friend of the person that you're meeting right now. Okay, how do you do that? Look, everybody is for reciprocity. Everybody wants to return the favor. So if you are somebody, if you have immaterial assets, if you have some sort of a specialized skill or knowledge, and you share that in order to improve the life of that person, they will want to reciprocate. And trust me, if you start living your life like that, miracles are going to happen just by that. And boom, I just look, if you just apply what I just told you, if you just apply this, your life is going to change completely. Okay? Watch where you will be a year from now. I promise you. I promise you. Watch where you watch where you will be in a year from now. Build up your immaterial assets. Okay? Don't think that money is the only thing that counts in this world. It's not. Build up your immaterial assets. What are you good at? What are your skills? What is your specialized knowledge? And then any person that you meet, try to improve their life with that immaterial asset in some way or another. Okay? And then just watch what happens. Plant those seeds everywhere you go. Plant those seeds. It will come back to you. It will come back to you in incredible ways. Okay, so just try doing that, and please let me know in a year from now how your life has changed, because it can't stay the same. It's impossible for your life to stay the same. You understand that? Because you're planting these seeds of karma, whatever you want to call that, and it's going to come back to you. All right. Maybe Alistair was influenced by some sick and twisted forces. He was 100%. I'm interested in Unbounded Mind. Bro, I can't wait to join. Awesome. All right. What deity, demon, or type of energy can I call upon to help me with remembering all the knowledge consumed through learning? I don't think you need a deity for that. Uh, see, here's my experience. Here's my experience, actually. People usually know way more than they know, especially when they study on a regular basis. But if you then in conversation that when in conversation that topic comes up, they start talking, and the stuff seems to come from nowhere. It just becomes part of them, and then they don't even notice. Usually, look, with immaterial assets, is usually that people don't even realize they have them. Okay, so uh, I wouldn't I wouldn't worry about that. I would worry about building up those assets, and then you will see it. It will just come out of nowhere. A lot of people that I taught this, they tell me, man, I'm surprised. Like the other day I had this conversation, and I started talking and talking and talking, and it didn't stop. And that's the effect of that. And people will notice. Uh, That's an amazing philosophy for a black magic sorcerer. Generally, when we hear black magic, it's associated with something bad. All right. Well, look, um, look, when you have the mindset of a parasite, there's nothing good that can come out of it. If you just want to extract from the world, there's nothing good that can come out of it. Okay, you need to be abundant in your thinking, in your emotions, and if you want to create abundance in some way or another, you have to be abundant. You have to act like the things that you want to bring into your life. You see, it's as within, so without. So it would be really stupid if I didn't do that. Okay, seriously. Um, at work, they do not sneak dissing. It's very strange. My true friends aren't like that. Okay. You always give precious info. Agree. We should all make each other better always. Thanks. Yes, there are the opportunities that come when we come together. Okay. I think I can change my life drastically by going outside more often. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, do that. Um, Less than a year ago, when I found your teachings, my life has already changed. That's great to hear. Thank you for saying that. What do you love most about magic? Uh, um, what do I love most about magic? The aesthetics of it. I'm just starting evocation. I've heard from others that to evoke a deity who is, say, a king is dangerous when just starting out. Is there any truth to this? Well, it depends on you. How do you feel? Do you feel confident doing it? Then there's no worries. So if you don't, if there's doubt in you, then it will go wrong. Frank is the best teacher. He is a good guy, and his students, like me and others, are great people that make this world a better place with our creations and good energy. Yeah, let's hope so. How's your energy? Always relaxing and positive? It's not. It's definitely not always positive and relaxing, but I'm working on it. I'm working on that, as we all should. Okay, because I hope you got something out of this. It's 7:30 almost, 7:18. So I need to go to bed and talk to you soon. Be well.